like a Hellcat.
Welcome to Cumbias Customs. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to install a head unit with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and many other stuff. You can use it as a reverse camera. This is going to be for a Toyota Tacoma. This new head unit, it's a good option to upgrade your Tacoma. You can use your cell phone wirelessly. You can also watch YouTube videos and listen to music, and one of the great features is it also has navigation. The brand we're going to be using is called the Syerio. I've used this brand before and it works really well. I'll put the link in the description if you want to buy one. This head unit is going to be installed in a Toyota Tacoma from the second generation, which is 2005 to 2015. This is all that's included in the box. It includes the instructions, the screen itself, the manual, which I recommend not using it because it doesn't explain really well. Just watch this whole video. It includes the main harness, microphone, RC harness for cameras. It also has a harness for extended audio. It has the Wi-Fi antenna, GPS antenna, USB cable. It also has the cables for the Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. This model also has Apple CarPlay without the wire. The main head unit is just the basic CD reader.
Invincible.
First, we're going to remove the original head unit. This we can do by taking out the AC controls by taking it off the clips that's holding it in. We're going to remove 4 screws that hold the stereo in its place. With a little bit of force, we're going to pull the stereo out of its place to unhook the clips. Carefully remove all the cables from its place and all the harnesses. Don't forget the radio antenna. Here you can see the 2 head units side by side. We're going to be removing the emergency lights and the clock to the new head unit. Remove all the yellow clips and put them in the new head unit. Remove 2 of the screws that are on each side of the stereo, so that way you can unplug the buttons from the main stereo itself. After that, remove 12 screws that hold everything else in its place. After removing the buttons, there's going to be 3 screws that hold in the clock and the emergency lights. Remove this part with all of its frame, that way you can put the clips back in the other new head unit. Cut off the 3 parts where the screws were.
Here we go.
Install it in the new head unit. Just to make sure everything works okay, we're gonna check all the harnesses and see if they work okay before we go on to the reverse camera. We're going to be using the original antenna with this vehicle. If you want to use a different one, you might have to use an adapter for that.
Invincible.
Check which one of the connectors works best with you and the original main harness. There's a lot of vehicles that use the same harness, so it has different adapters. Turn on the car to make sure there's power running to the head unit. Check to see if the antenna is going to need an adapter or not. Now we're going to be installing the reverse camera. This camera we actually bought separate because it has better vision at night. First, we're gonna find the reverse light. We're gonna open the housing for the lights. We're going to be powering our reverse camera from our light. We're going to connect the lights straightly to that wire, negative and positive. This will also turn on the signal for the head unit to go into reverse. Here I'm going to show you how to install the reverse camera. If you want a more specific video, I have one linked here in the corner. We're going to run power to the camera. The red wire is going to be connected to the other red wire on the yellow cable camera wire. That way when the camera sends signal from the reverse light, it's going to make the head unit go into reverse camera. That way you can see every time you go into reverse. We're going to run the cables under the truck. We're going to be connecting everything under the truck, so all the camera wires are going to be going through the bottom. Connect all the wires and put them in a safe place. Make sure you cover them with something in case it rains or it gets wet.
Here we go.
We're going to be running all the wires under the truck into the cabin through this little plastic cover, and then we're going to run it under the dash. We're going to make a little hole in this rubber, that way we can push the wires in. Remove the plastic that hold the carpet in its place, that way you can run the wires through there.
Invincible.
Make sure when you're going under the pedals that nothing that moves will damage the wire. We're going to be running the microphone the same way. We're going to be running the USB cables and the cables that use for the Apple and Android Auto through the glove box. Connect the USB cable to the microphone through this little adapter that they put on there. The GPS, we're going to be just installing it right on top of the motherboard. That way it has a lot of signal. It won't be covered by anything since the plastic's not that thick. Also wired together the sensor and the camera harness to the main harness. Connect all the wires and harnesses where they're supposed to go and put it out of the way. check that the reverse camera works okay. Also check that the reverse camera and the head unit turns off when the car is turned off, that way it doesn't drain your battery. If this doesn't work, it might have something in the settings that you can move around. If everything works, put the head unit in its place and make sure it holds on. Put the AC controller back in its place, pushing it in into the clips.
Here we go.
You can also use this for maps, music, and many more things. If this video was of help, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps me to make more videos for you guys. Thank you.